MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. And in studio with us today, we've got Oksana Khimych. She is the founder of Simple AF, and she is a brand communication expert. And we've been talking about branding versus marketing, specifically as it relates to our presentations, how we do presentations. This is a short masterclass today on how to ensure that you have the best chance of actually winning a pitch to a client. And perhaps we'll move on to how to pitch to an investor. But today we're specifically talking about pitching to a client. So Oksana, content versus form. Let's first describe the difference between content and form.
Content would be your written information, actual message that you want to present to a client about your product or services that you offer. Form would be the way you design your presentation, the form, how it looks.
Okay.
So if we had to compare in real life example, your perfume, your dress, your suit, all of that is your form. However, what you can talk is the content.
Okay. So if I look at that in terms of a slide deck, all the words on it would be the content, the headings, even the structure would be part of the content. But the form might be that I've got a lot of pictures instead of words. I've got, I'm using this font or that font. I'm using the structure that I'm telling a story versus I'm very methodical. It's very scientific versus it's very organic. That is what you're talking about from a form perspective. Okay, so I'm sitting here, I'm listening to you. I'm about to go off and do my presentation on PowerPoint or other presentation software. What do I need to be thinking about before I actually put it onto the software?
What you should be thinking about first is what message you want to deliver. And who you are delivering it to. Okay. You need to understand your audience in order to adjust the content and the form of your presentation to that audience. For example, if we are going into a room full of students in university and we're trying to sell them some sort of solution, we need to understand the age group. We need to understand what they're used to, what entertains them, and what keeps their attention. Average attention span of a person is 8 seconds. If you don't grab that attention in that 8 seconds, you lost them. That's where understanding your audience well will also influence how you do your presentation, what form, what design it's going to be. So think about your content, lay it out on a plain document, and break it down into slides.
I just want to come in there and give a practical example from my experience. I do a lot of speaking, and I was asked to speak at a school, a primary school, and about a certain topic. And they were all kids who were completely distracted. Eventually, I switched off the presentation, got off the stage, went and sat on the floor and had a conversation. I changed both the form and the content because I had to meet my audience. So we have to always meet. If you use that as an extreme example, that means that you have to design your presentation for the audience. But what happens if you've got if I had parents and kids in the audience?
Any presentation that you are producing or creating should be able to deliver itself to a grandma with her grandchild sitting on the park bench. You have to be able to stand in front of them, deliver it, and they should be able to understand it. That's why having simple, short, and visually engaging presentation is so important. Nobody has time to read slides with 10 different sentences. Our brain scans the text. It scans to find familiar, easy words that we can digest, understand. And the simpler you make your message, the easier it is to memorize, the more memorable it is for your audience as well. And the more white space you have around those letters, we call it white space. It's a term where you don't cram text onto a page. You allow it to free float. You allow space around it. Human brain actually absorbs it. It accepts it much easier, and it leaves the memorable impression in the mind of your audience as well. So you make it simple. You make it concise. Less words, less complicated. Do not use complicated words, period. It's very often seen in presentations, on the websites, everywhere. We have now in epidemic proportions. By just scanning something, I can see who's written it, the name and surname, Chat GPT. There's a certain style, there are certain words that I use, and those words become eventually overused and they become cliche, and they're actually not trustworthy words anymore.
Do you want to give an example?
Yes, I can. I'm going to read something to you.
Okay.
At Fluffy Friends, we offer an extensive array of bespoke grooming services tailored to the specific needs and unique preferences of each individual canine client. Our highly trained staff, equipped with state-of-the-art grooming tools and eco-friendly products, ensures a comprehensive and luxurious grooming experience. Would you take your dog there? Do you trust them?
No, I think they got somebody to write it for them.
ChatGPT wrote it for them.
Yeah.
So this message is not authentic. It does not resonate with somebody who is pet lover. And it's massive. It's long, it's boring, and it's not going to get you what you want. So here's how I would do it. Hey there, dog parents. We know your pup is one of a kind, and their grooming should be too. With top-notch tools and eco-friendly products, we make sure every visit is a pampering experience. At Fluffy Friends, we are all about making your furry family member feel loved and look amazing.
Okay.
Does that feel more like I actually care about your puppy?
Yes. Yeah, you can feel the difference.
So this is, in the world of robots that we are now, we need to maybe step back a little bit and understand that we're selling human to human still, not robot to another robot. And we have to put our personality, we have to put a bit of originality and that authenticity. So whatever product you have, use emotions, use your personal experience, and that what will sell.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there for now and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to continue with Oksana Khimych. And we're going to be talking about tools and testing for your presentation. Stay tuned.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.